97 and 59 run with complimentary plays here on the video report after a 2-0 sweep on Sunday as I cashed in with both the Minnesota Vikings and Pittsburgh Steelers. Nice little 78-day roll with the plays I'm giving away for free, and I've got two more today. I'm going to break down your Green Bay, Kansas City contest. Not one of my favorite games today. Matter of fact, my least favorite game of the entire weekend NFL card. That's why I'm putting it here on the video report. That in-depth review plus a play on the Texas-Detroit game coming up in just a moment. Guys, without a doubt, the hottest handicappers here at the site of late have been Brad Wilton and Scott Delaney. They both have featured plays today. I'm going to quickly touch on them. Wilton has just been on an incredible roll. You know, normally 109 play is his top-rated release. This week, he's had 359 plays in football. He's won them all. You've gotten them all for half price. And today he has something even bigger. First ever 200 dime release since he joined the site right here before the Super Bowl in 2013. First 200 dime NFL release. It's your Green Bay, Kansas City side. And just like his 150-dime winner on the Giants over the Redskins on Thursday, his 150-dime winner on Ohio covering against Minnesota on Saturday, his 100-dime winner on the Vikings over the Chargers yesterday, you're going to get it half price. That's right, half price, just like those three previous 150-dime plays, just like his 200-dime baseball winner, number 6 out of 7 lifetime, with the Pirates as a 125 run line dog at Colorado on Wednesday. You get it for half price today by using coupon code 200 dimes, 200DIMES. And remember, Brad has made $10 bettors a little over $18,800 over the past 2 months. Again, first ever 200 dime NFL play of his career tonight on your Green Bay, Kansas City side. And Scott Delaney going for winning day number 7 out of 8. NFL Interconference Total of the Year part number 2, your Kansas City Green Bay over under. Just as strong as last night's winner on Detroit-Denver under. Just as strong as this SEC Total of the Year winner with Missouri and Kentucky under on Saturday night. Both of those plays you got for $7.77. Also matches his winner on Denver over Baltimore in Week 1. Also matches his preseason Total of the Year on August 29th with Tampa Bay and Cleveland under. You get it at a savings of $90. Which means you get it for $9 using coupon code TOTAL9, TOTALN, the number 9. All your other discounts, promos, etc. over on the homepage. Quick review and recap of some interesting things I found for the Monday or the Sunday card after reviewing all the games. Now, I have got to also give my props to Chris Jordan, and I had a mutual interest in Chris Jordan's game yesterday as he had his first 2,000 star double your wager release in football, and his 2,000 star double your wager winner, number 7 out of 9 overall in all sports combined. He had it yesterday on the Seattle Seahawks. And FYI, since 2006, with 1,000 star plays or higher, and 1,000 star plays or his normal top rated plays, 1,000 star plays or higher, he's made $1 bettors $93,000 on the money. He cashed in with Seattle yesterday. I had it as well as a 15-dime play. And let me tell you, guys, I got a couple of texts from Chris. I can't even repeat some of the things he was texting me because this is a family-rated program. But let's say the word family wasn't the F word that he was using in the texts after you saw how pathetic Seattle was in the first half. Yes, the defense shut down Chicago. But then again, Jimmy Clausen was the quarterback yesterday. But my takeaway from that game, yes, it was nice that the Seahawks got the win, got the cover. But my God, this is a team that has some major problems along the offensive line. Russell Wilson was constantly flushed out of the pocket yesterday as the Chicago Bears just kept getting guys blowing by on the ends. I mean, it was just scary. They sacked him 4 times. He was constantly on the run. The only saving grace for Chris and myself and anybody else in Seattle yesterday is that Wilson is just such a good passer on the run, such a mobile quarterback with such great arm strength and touch when he's on the run as well. But otherwise, that offensive line has some serious, serious problems. Also, I kind of find it interesting yesterday that the first 2 double-digit favorites of the entire season, the Patriots and the Seahawks yesterday, they won rather handily in those victories. No ifs, ands, or buts about those 2 blowout wins by the Patriots and Seattle. Overall, now, you know, the first 2 weeks of the season, I told you that the underdogs went 16, 15, and 1 against the spread. And 15 of those 16 underdogs went outright. Well, on Thursday night, we had a favorite win, the Giants, taking care of business against Washington. Kirk Cousins, 3-10 straight up as an NFL starter. Never forget that. And then yesterday, we had a couple of games that I'm going to call pushes because the line moved all over the place. Both teams were favored. Eventually, at one point, settled at pick 'em. The games yesterday you had between the Steelers and the Rams and the Falcons and Cowboys. Otherwise, yesterday, you had the favorites with 6 wins. You had the underdogs with 6 wins. And 4 of those 6 puppies won outright. The Bengals, the Bills. Who were the other 2 guys? The Eagles and the Raiders. So, what does it all mean? Well, here we go into the final game of week number 3. And we've had 22 favorites covered. We've had 22 underdogs covered. We have 3 games that I'm deeming as pushes, the other one being the first game of the season between the Patriots and New England. And again, of those 22 underdogs that have covered, 18 of those puppies have won outright, which lends credence to what I have been saying to you for weeks now, a trend that I noticed a couple of years ago and I've been following religiously. When you find a dog that you like, if there is a generous take back, the plus money that you get from playing them perhaps as a smaller wager on the money line, it would behoove you to do so. Because again, this season, no different than the last couple. 22 underdogs have covered. 18 of those underdogs have won the game outright. A couple of other things yesterday. Cardinals now 9-2-1 against the spread as a home chalk under Bruce Arians. Carson Palmer, who's looking great here. I mean, he hasn't played this well. He didn't even play this well last year before the knee injury. Carson Palmer, 11-1 straight up, 10-2 ATS as a starter the past 2 years in games that he's been healthy in. The New Orleans Saints, yes, they covered at Carolina yesterday, but just 5-10-1 against the spread as a regular season dog since 2011. You know, everybody said in the preseason the defense that gave up 121 points, it would come around in the regular season. Well, it hasn't. The Saints are a combined 0-7 now, preseason and regular season, and the defense has given up 200 points total. Jimmy Clausen proved to be just as ineffective as Kirk Cousins, maybe even more ineffective than Kirk Cousins as a starter. He's now 1-11 lifetime straight up as a starter. How about some of the high-scoring teams here? So much for defense in the NFL. The Bills, Tyrod Taylor. I mean, they shredded the Dolphins yesterday. It's amazing what the Bills are doing offensively, considering that LaShawn McCoy is not even close to being healthy, and Sammy Watkins is hurt right now, too. 27, 32, and 41 points in the first 3 games of the season. Of course, the Patriots are a little hotter. It's a good thing Tom Brady just doesn't have enough weapons in his offensive arsenal. 28, 40, and 51 points. I heard one handicapper on a radio show, because in Vegas, listen, everybody has a radio show, it seems, and everybody's a handicapper. And this one guy, he's a clown, he actually said that his money line dog of the week was Jacksonville. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, I would have laid 20 points with Patriots yesterday. It's Jacksonville. Go figure. Anyway, how about the Cardinals? 31, 48, and 47 points. The Rams, the other end of the spectrum, 34 points in the overtime opening week win at home against the Seahawks, and then a combined 16 points and losing consecutive games at Washington and Pittsburgh. The Falcons yesterday. What a second-half comeback in that game, right? They've scored 26, 24, and 39 points in their first 3 games. They've won them all, okay? Next, they host the Texans and the Redskins at home. Then they go to New Orleans at Tennessee, and then they finish the first half of the season at home against the Buccaneers. They could go 7-1, if not 8-0, to start the season. Now, the second half of the season is much tougher. They host the Vikings. They go to San Francisco. They have the home and home with the Panthers. They host the Colts. But still, they could go the first half of the season 7-1 or 8-0. Kind of scary what a good start they are off to this season. Now, let's talk about this particular game here tonight. Earlier in the week, this game, even yesterday, was a 6.5-point line. Early this morning, it dropped down to 5.5, and that put up the red flag as far as I'm concerned. Listen, I like Kansas City. I would have loved Kansas City, however, at 6.5 buying up to 7. At 5.5, even at 6, I'm not loving Kansas City that much, and that's just the way it is. I let the number dictate how I feel about a game, and because of the move here, I'm just not enthralled with Kansas City. Now, there are a number of reasons to like the Chiefs. One of them, of course, they have the extra time to prepare after that boneheaded play calling by Andy Reid cost them in their demolition at home against Denver 2 Thursdays ago. That was sealed thanks to Jamal Charles' fumble, which Denver returned in the closing seconds for the game-winning touchdown, a game that could have easily went to overtime otherwise and cost everybody money because everybody in the world was on the Chiefs that night against the Broncos. Now, You're looking for the Chiefs to rebound. You got Andy Reid on a 41-22 ATS roll as a road dog. You got a Green Bay team that had to rally from double digits down to get the albatross known as the Seattle Seahawks off their back last week, winning at home in triple revenge. Could they possibly be in a letdown here? I don't know. The one thing I do know is this, however. The key to Kansas City to being in this game here tonight against Aaron Rodgers is keeping Aaron Rodgers on the bench as much as possible. This is a guy who has 41 touchdown passes and no interceptions in his last 17 home games, okay? You got to keep him on the bench. To do so, you're going to have to go to the short intermediate passing game that Alex Smith excels at. You've got to have Jamal Charles had a big game. Now, listen, Jamal Charles was having a great game until that fumble against Denver. He had run 21 times for 125 yards in this game. This Packers defense is nothing to speak of that's anything special. I mean, this is a Packers defense that was allowing the Chicago Bears to run wild on them at Soldier Field in the season opener. Matt Forte had 24 carries, 141 yards in there. Okay? So I think Jamal Charles can have a big game. I still think with the Packers, with Eddie Lacy not at 100%, a couple of other injuries as well, I think the Packers are a little bit vulnerable here. I think it's a 3 or 4 point game. But again, I would have felt much more confident. And I would have used as my best bet today the Chiefs at 7 if I had bought up the hook. But at 5.5, 6, I'm just not that overwhelmed. But it's interesting. Let's also note that the Monday Night Dogs are a perfect 3-0 straight up and against the spread so far this season. That leads to the Monday night mythology where everybody over the years has always said, oh, you play the Dogs on Monday night. That's the way to go. But in reality, it's not. You know, Monday night favorites of 1 to 6.5 points dating back to 1993 are a whopping 4 games over 500. Do you know home favorites on Monday Night Football going back to 1993 are a whopping 8 games over 500? When all's said and done, going back to 1993, we've got a 2.5 decade run here of plays that you're simply looking at. It's a 500 proposition, 50-50. The Monday Night Dogs, you only hear people talk about the Monday Night Dogs after a Monday Night Dog wins. That's it. Then everybody's touting, oh, the Monday Night Dog is the way to go. Trust me, it really isn't. Just analyze the game as it is and don't get stuck with the mythology and let that influence you. So I like Kansas City. The other complimentary play, I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers, who had been on a nice little run on their road trip before losing the final 2 games at Houston over the weekend, but still they're in first place in the AL West. They returned to Arlington, where they've won 23 of their last 70. They hosted Detroit Tigers, whom they took 3 out of 4 at Comerica in Motown in the season's only meeting back in the middle of August. They're going with Colby Lewis, who has a 1.71 earned run average in his last 3 starts. Of course, he got 22 runs of support in those 3 starts, but the fact is that his ERA was 1.71 is certainly something to take under consideration. But they have given him tremendous support all season long, and it's the reason why he's an unlikely 17-game winner. One of his finest performances this season came with his 7 shutout inning performance against Verlander, against the Tigers, and a win at Detroit back on August 21st. Verlander wasn't exactly chopped liver in that game, only gave up 2 runs, 1 earned in 7 innings of work. But again, I like the fact that the Rangers have played so well at home. They're minus $1.35, so I'm going to take Texas along with the Kansas City Chiefs as your complimentary plays tonight. Best of luck, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.